Welcome, dear, awesome Aquarius. My name's Rose Smith and I'm here with your July 2019 horoscope. Well, massive month for everybody this month in July. There's so much happening in the heavens at the moment. So a couple of points. We have two new moons on the 2nd and the 31st of the month if you're outside Australia and New Zealand. If you're in Australia and New Zealand and a few Pacific Islands, then it will be the 3rd and the 1st of August for the second new moon, which actually goes into the next month. So there you go. There's also two eclipses on the 2nd and the 16th, a partial solar eclipse on the 2nd and a lunar eclipse on the 16th. And they're in Cancer and Capricorn. So not affecting you directly, but still affecting you, as indeed it affects all of us, these eclipses. And eclipses are really periods of transformation that can last up to 6 months, in fact. So we just get over that, and then what happens is we come in for another set at the end of the year and then into January. So I think it's the 25th or the 26th is the next eclipse. So there's actually 5 eclipses in 2019, which really gives us all a lot of transformation. And I guess with all of these changes going on, sometimes as people, it's difficult for people to cope with the amount of change, and particularly over the next, say up to 2025, 2026, there's going to be phenomenal change in the world on all levels, so the physical, the emotional, the mental and the spiritual. So, hold on to your hat, because it's not going to stop. So I suggest all of us really take care of ourselves and have some time out, alone. I can't stress that enough, how important it is to spend time alone without devices and go into nature, the forest or the woods, or, go to the beach and just be with your own energy, so that you're not having all of this stuff constantly, overstimulating your mind and your thinking. Because as Westerners, we tend to think too much. We overthink everything and it causes a lot of angst. Okay, we've also got Mercury retrograde from the 8th of July to the 1st of August. Now, when I give you these dates, please know that's when Mercury is full on retrograde, but there's also up to 5 days going into Mercury retrograde and 5 days going out of Mercury retrograde, when things can still go pie-eyed. Mercury retrograde's all about miscommunications, misunderstandings, confusion, and depending on where Mercury is in your chart, technology can be affected. I've even heard of people's cars refusing to start during Mercury retrograde. People have actually told me that. So, it's not all negative. It's actually great to go over and review what you're currently doing, your current strategies if you're in business, or your current goals. You may change them under Mercury retrograde. It's like we go back and review things, and what we thought at the time, it isn't how we thought. So it's a great time for actually reassessment and changing things for the better, if it's not working for you, a situation's not working for you. Okay, so 2nd/3rd of the month, a new moon solar eclipse in your 7th house. Okay, so it starts there, and it's really amplifying the energy around your committed relationships. You've got so much awesome areas going on in July around romantic relationships and more committed relationships. If you're in a marriage or a committed partnership, this is a time for new beginnings. You might decide that you're going to renew your vows. You could be talking about enlarging your family even, all these sorts of discussions. Things to strengthen your committed relationship is very likely in July. Okay, especially under this solar eclipse, and all these, there's lots and lots of other influences going on that are really around the seventh house of committed relationships. Now, if you're not in a committed relationship, you could meet somebody and it turns into a committed relationship really quickly. It's like you just click. It's like you've known each other forever type of feeling, that you're already married on some level or something like that. Okay, so new starts, new beginnings around the serious relationships. And I must say also, it's not just about your personal relationships. It could be your business relationships, so your partnerships in business, or perhaps working with a colleague that you've worked with for a long time who's like a partner. That can also come into this. Okay, so the fourth sees Venus joining the Sun in your sixth house. Now, this is beautiful energy. Anything to do with Venus is all about contentment, happiness. It's like it gives a beautiful glow. And this could be over your everyday routine or your everyday work. And it could also be to do with your health and well-being. So if you've had any niggly sorts of health problems, you might feel better in July with Venus there. Venus is all about love. Venus loves to love. And so it could be you have a deeper appreciation of your body and what your body actually does for you, in fact. And so, it's good for massages. It's good for going and having a pampering time, go and have a facial, walking. It's not about like exercising yourself to death and flogging yourself to death exercising. That's very Venusian kind of activity, basically. But looking after your body, your health, your well-being, smooth sorts of relationships in your everyday routine. Okay, so the 8th to the 1st, we just talked about Mercury retrograde, and it's in your 7th house, so there could be some misunderstandings there. And it then on the 20th, it goes into your 6th house. So you might have a few little hiccups around your everyday, what I was just saying, how well it was all going, and then Mercury retrograde could cause some miscommunications. It's not necessarily negative, it just means be extra careful. And if you've got any contracts or agreements to sign, especially to do with business or work, then you have to pay extra special attention to make sure that you have all of the a full comprehension of what it is that you're actually going into. If you're buying something, a big purchase like a car, or a home or something like that, it's up to you. Of course, it's your life. I would probably put it off until August, to be quite honest. With how it goes for me when Mercury goes retrograde, I just shake my head. So all these things happen. So I would probably put off the really big important things until then. Okay, the 16th sees a lunar eclipse in your 12th house. Now, the 12th house is really sort of strange place. It's a very sacred place. It's the house of the goddess, the house of spirit, the divine, but it doesn't function out like how we think of our, normal everyday life and how we think with our head in a kind of analytical way. It doesn't function like that at all. It's very symbolic. It's very, like it sees a symbol and then it takes that symbol at face value. And so it's like your 12th house, it's like you have to learn another language. But once you learn it, it's really interesting actually down there. And we're in intimate relationship with our 12th house every day. We're constantly going into our subconscious and delving deep within ourselves. Every time we go to sleep, we have a dream. Our mind's not in control of the dream. It just sort of happens, and, anything's possible in a dream. So with a lunar eclipse there, what can happen is hidden things from your subconscious can pop up and come into your awareness. Now, sometimes they may seem quite negative and dark. It could be like a nightmare, but it's coming up for healing. And once you get to know that energy and you actually talk to that energy and you make an effort to understand that energy, the darkness goes because you're shedding the light of your awareness on that energy. And so it can be it's very beneficial. And you can find hidden treasures down there in your subconscious, hidden talents and abilities, things that you didn't know that you had. So it's very beneficial, meditation, self-reflection, sitting there quietly without devices. Okay, I know everyone says, oh, I haven't got time to do that. I know we haven't got time to do everything, but it's a matter of priorities, isn't it? 20, and I must say also Pluto and Saturn are already down there. So it's like for some of you would have been through a pretty hard time. There could have been karmic issues coming up. Saturn often blocks and delays things because it makes you work for things. Things don't necessarily come easy with Saturn down there. So you could have been through a dry period spiritually where you don't see much, or you're not getting much, you're not picking much up. But when this eclipse comes along, it's going to bring stuff up. So that's actually good. 23rd, 28th, 31st month, end of the month, full on again, because we've got the Sun going into the 7th house. We've got Venus going into the 7th house, and the new moon's also in the 7th house. So it is so much. There is so much going on this month around your committed relationships. Okay, so this, as I said, it doesn't have to be, like a marriage or a romantic relationship. Can be work or someone that you actually are working with. Could be business, a business partnership, someone very close to you, though, who's important to you. So with those, it's like any things from Mercury that came up during the month, it's like they're healed, and now you're moving on in a more free-flowing, smooth kind of manner than what you were previously. So the Sun gives insight and awareness and happiness. Venus, that beautiful energy I was talking about before, that gives you the glow and just attracts people to you, makes you Ms. or Mr. Popular. And then the new moon, new beginnings there in the 7th house. So you start again. It could be the same relationship starting on a new level, or could indeed bring in new relationships that are very serious. Now, let's have a look at Aquarius spiritually, what I can see for you. Okay, I don't know if some of you sew, embroider. That's what I'm seeing. Embroidery with the thimble on the thumb, and somebody's embroidering, like a tapestry almost. And this is the tapestry of your life. You put in the finer details. Okay, so karmically, when we come here, we have some broad brush strokes, or like an outline of what we're going to do, but we individually put in the fine details for our own lives. So we do have choice. It's not all predetermined. We do have choice about how we respond to situations, and what happens in our lives. And there's certain big things like who you marry. That's probably karmic. We choose that before we get here. We choose what sex we're going to be. We choose what country we're going to be living in. Things like that. The big things we've chosen, but we've still got plenty of free will that we can determine how our life is going to be. Okay, and I can also see for you, awesome Aquarius, like a feeling of vitality. I'm looking at a silver rain, what's it called? Waterfall. Rainfall, I was saying, but I was trying to say waterfall. A silver waterfall of rain, if you like, coming through. I know what this is. This is your soul energy, and it gives you more vitality. It flows through every cell in your body. It's the alive energy. Okay, so the feeling of vitality and being alive and well-being coming through to you in July. Alrighty, let's have a look now at some tarot cards. So I'm just shuffling up the tarot cards now, and I'm going to pull one for you for the month of July 2019 for Aquarius. Okay, so doors opening, they're showing me. There's a woman here who's very serious. She wants to accomplish things, and she's super serious about getting stuff done. Okay, and I'm in a forest, and we come out with, well, there you go. This woman's super serious about getting stuff done. It's the Two of Wands. Okay, the Two of Wands. Now, you see she's got two baseball bats, so she's not mucking about. Wands is about the fiery, inspirational energy that you feel when you want to do something. It's the motivation to act. and so you're going to be more motivated in July. This could be about your finances, getting things sorted out. And you'll see she's got like a balloon she's holding, and that's actually the world. See that? That's the world. And the world is there, and she can actually make a difference due to her motivation and her fiery inspiration. Twos can be about finances, so you might want to get your finances sorted out in July. You might be feeling like it's hard sometimes to sort things out, and paperwork, it can be a damn nuisance. Actually, I hate paperwork. I've got so much paperwork, it's ridiculous. But this is about really feeling like you want to get something. Now you can see there she's standing in it's like rocks, but it's actually the earth, so this has got a practical basis to it. On the other side of that, though, you don't want to get stuck either, So there's this issue here of this energy here of being supported by the earth, being embraced by the earth, and grounded and physical, versus getting stuck in a rut, or stuck mired in earthly problems. So you don't want to go overboard. You've got to find the balance. She's wearing blue there. There could be a little bit of disappointment around her, but she's also got that red cape, which is, action, wanting to take action, that motivation, that Mars motivation to actually succeed. And the world's there. So, you can do it. Please don't put things off and feel like you're hopeless that you can't do it. You can do it. Whatever your project is that you'd like to do, the ability to do it is there, the capability is there. It's just a matter of organising yourself. So don't be sad. It's okay. Alrighty, it's all going to be okay. I'd just like to give you some encouragement. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me, awesome Aquarius. So I'd appreciate a like on this video, and please subscribe to my channel. I'd really like that. And don't forget to click the notification bell for updates, because I've got so much new stuff that I'm going to do. So in the meantime, have a lovely month. I've just got some people coming up. Oh, hello, Artistic Mum. How are you? Let July be kind. Absolutely agree with you. Yes, Gundawindi, that's right. You're over there. I'm in Queensland too. And you're way out in the outback. Probably, I don't know, more than 1,000 miles from me, I would think. Yes, so have a lovely month, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you again. Monday will be pick a card at 8 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, Monday morning. So that's your vibe for the week. And if you're in other time zones, it's probably Sunday night sometime. Okay, have a wonderful month. Bye for now.